Hello everybody, Sab in Paris here, except I'm in the countryside for day 3 of my 81 days of creativity. I create and show you my stuff, you create and show me yours if you wish, or if you don't wish, that's fine too. Starting a new thing, I've installed 2 pieces of new technology. The first is, I'm using this as a microphone to see if there's wind, it doesn't pick it up. And I think the quality is a bit better actually. Second thing is, someone checked out my video yesterday and said it was nice, it was just a bit too long. So, what can I say about that? Well, I've installed a special device on your actual computer, yours, yes, you. Basically what you do is you scroll away from the video at the point at which you think it should finish, and magically it will. Isn't that cool? So what else can I tell you? I'm going to tell you about my creativity today. I think it's going to rain. That's going to be fun. And I'm going to show you some people who have created stuff too. My friends from my Today's the Day group. So, and I'm also going to give you my my little mindfulness thing. In the rain, it's starting to rain. This is going to be interesting. I might have to find a tree to go under. If you want to comment, you can, and I'll have a look at your comments at the end. This is from Mindful Thoughts for Artists. I've got a series of these books, Mindful Thoughts for all sorts of people, and I'm opening it kind of at random to read you something. So this one is called Riddles with No Answer. It's very short. I'm only reading you a short passage. When we embrace in our art practice the idea of not knowing, we can transform the act of creating. Instead of seeing, let me hold it like this, maybe it's more interesting for you if you can't see me. Instead of seeing a problem to be solved, we can approach our practice in a state of joyful inquiry. I was just writing about this. To foster this perspective, we can turn to the idea of our artwork as a koan. A koan is a tool often used in often a question or paradoxical statement that is used in Zen Buddhism. That's not a meaningful pause, I just lost my place. That is used in Zen Buddhism to narrow the focus of meditation and help shut off the flow of other distracting thoughts. By fixing the attention on a profound and unsolvable riddle, such as a simple question like, what's the sound of one hand clapping? I think a lot of people know that. What's that other one they say? If a tree falls in the forest, like that, does it make a sound? Anyway, by doing this, meditation is channeled. I've completely lost my place. It's not very meditative or mindful, is it? So, such as a riddle. By fixing the attention on a by fixing the attention on a profound and unsolvable riddle, such as a simple question like, what is the sound of one hand clapping? Or one hand turning a page, meditation is channeled towards a particular focus. The creation of an artwork can act as a similar focus. In looking at the object of artistic creation as a concentration device and incorporating some of the techniques associated with using koans, we can learn to engage in making art in new ways. Now, I don't really do meditation or anything like that, but when I paint, I think that I'm meditating. I often, because when you're painting, especially if it's abstract, it's kind of nonsense, isn't it? It's kind of, for a start, why are you doing it? And secondly, what are you getting out of it? And secondly, what is anyone else going to get out of some abstract bunch of splodges of paint on a canvas? So therefore you start meditating about that. Why am I here? Why am I doing this? What's the meaning of life? And so on. So I actually like artistic endeavors as a kind of meditative device. I'm not negative all the time thinking, why am I doing this? But it does lead to nice sort of thought wanders. Okay, I'm going to show you some things which people have created. And if you want to say hello in the comments, please do. And in a couple of minutes, I'll say hello to you. But I'll just finish this first. Otherwise, it gets very distracting, I find, when I'm watching someone and they're forever saying, hello, 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 hello. This is from Chris. Check this out. This is amazing. It's an amazing photograph which has been turned sort of halfway into almost a painting itself, isn't it? Chris, who I know through my photography masterclass. And I'm going to zoom down to look at this. Now this one is from Dorothy, from the Today's Today group. And Dorothy does these amazing things with pictures, and she then takes sort of pictures of close-ups of trees and landscapes and things. Then she divides them into four, or so repeats them in fours, and comes up with these amazing things, and you actually end up seeing new things in the creation. So thanks for contributing that, Dorothy. A wonderful creative path you're on. And this one is from Kirsten, who I know from, I think, Today's Today and also the Infinite Creativity Now group. And it's snowy in Germany, is basically what she's telling us. That's a beautiful snowscape there. Thanks for contributing that, Kirsten. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of things that I've created now. And don't forget, the creative invitation is that you create things too. So I would like you to create something today, if you like, and to contribute it to one of the groups or underneath this video, and I will highlight it tomorrow. I'm getting kind of flashes on my screen. I've got a feeling I keep losing the signal, so I hope it's not impossible to watch. If it's absolutely awful, I'll have to do it again. Because I'm walking in the woods, you see, and I think the nearest transmitter is somewhere on the ridge of hills in the distance there, so that might be why. So in terms of my creativity in the last day or so, let me show you my photograph. A photograph of the day, if I can find it. And I've got a quote coming up for you, a really good quote from Picasso. Yeah, so here's the photograph of the day in my Paris Set Me Free Paris Photo Chronicles. And it looks like a horrendous chimney spouting out black polluting smoke. In fact, it's actually white in reality. Something with the processing made it look incredibly dark and menacing. Taken from a train as I was on my way out of Paris. And this is what I wrote. I don't expect you to read it, and I'm not going to read it to you. But I was listening to the radio, British radio today, as I was painting. And it stopped. Never heard that before. It stopped in the middle of some song. Just silence. And then a very sober, serious voice came on saying, we've interrupted all channels of the BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation service, to bring you the news of an announcement which has just been made by Buckingham Palace. And then at that point you think, oh my God, that's it. You know, obviously someone's died. Who is it? And it's the Queen's husband. Queen's husband has died. He was 99. Didn't quite make it till, I should take that off actually. Didn't quite make it till his 100th birthday. I think they were looking forward to celebrating that, the family. And yeah, I just spent the next hour or two listening to the sort of tributes to him. Not really knowing this guy. He's a kind of a strange chap. Well, he is known. He's extremely well known, but he had a kind of strange reputation. It's not like the Queen, everybody supposedly loves her. This guy, you know, sometimes he shouted at people and had a strong opinion, and yet the Queen recognized that he was almost, you know, he was behind her for 70 plus years. He was with her every single step of the way. And I'm not a royalist at all. You know, I have no particular good feelings towards the royal family, plus maybe some negative ones. And yet, when I heard the statement, she said something like, she's sad, you know, great sorrow to say that her husband her dearly beloved husband, something like that, her beloved husband. You know, it's the Queen. I'm not a royalist, and yet even then the emotion is coming, and I was thinking, why? I don't care about the Queen. Well, it's a human being that we all know and love. Well, I don't love her, but you know, she's part of Britain. You can't get away from the fact she's a huge part of what makes Britain what it is. And she's just lost her husband, and she called him my beloved husband. and she very, very rarely speaks in terms of strong emotions. So that got me a little bit. As a kind of Brit, an ex-Brit, still got a British passport. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm just going to show you some of my creations today, and I will look at comments. So please comment, and in a couple of minutes I will look at your comments if there are any. And of course, I want you to contribute anything you create today. I'd love you to contribute it, and then I'll look at it tomorrow and feature it here tomorrow on my 81 Creative Days series. This is me on my 81 painting day series. I'm kind of into 81 series at the moment. That's me. Actually, strangely enough, with the Queen, who kind of saw us through World War II. That was me trying on a Hitler moustache for size. And this is where my paintings are at the moment. That is actually part of 9 pictures. Each picture has 9 squares in my Infinity Squared series. And that is a picture of those 81 squares. I've just started painting them white, because they had all sorts of stuff on it, weird stuff, coins and bits of nature and jigsaw pieces chopped up, and round things with holes in, and little bits taken from the sleepers of the defunct Paris circular railway called 𝗥𝗘𝗚𝗨𝗟𝗏, which means the little belt. I've even put those in there. So if you adopt a painting from me, an Infinity Squared painting from me from now onwards, you get part of Paris in your painting. This was the other one. This was the latest one I did. A little chap came out, a little guy. I don't know who he is, what he is, if he's a he or a she or an it, I don't know. And that's me working on those 2 paintings as well. So that's kind of what I've been up to. What else have I been up to? Anything else? I read you a poem yesterday, so I won't torture you with another one today. This I've been up to. I'm doing this series of metaphors to go with my Infinity Squared paintings. My paintings are 3 by 3 squares. 3 squares wide, 3 squares down, and the squares are interchangeable. And I'm using them as a metaphor for life, the universe, and everything. And this is one of a series of metaphors. So I'm doing 9. Actually, I'm doing 81, believe it or not. And I'm just finishing my first 9. And I'll give these to the people who adopt a painting. So they will have a set of 9 metaphors to go with their painting. So when they're looking at their painting, when you're looking at your painting, you can imagine the metaphors and see life in a slightly different way. For example, this one is called All the Same Underneath. I won't read it, but you look at the individual squares, the 9 squares from the right side up, and they are completely different. I mean, they all link up, but they're completely different. You know, look at one square, look at another, completely different. At least not identical. And then you turn them over, and they're all the same. Normally they're black. I've signed these because I was sending them off individually, but normally they are all uniform black. So the metaphor is that we're all the same underneath. You know, despite the color of our skin or where we're born or religions and all that sort of stuff, we're all fundamentally little human blobs running around. If you look in the top left text, that's where I talk about the painting, characteristic of the painting. And in the bottom right text, I give you the metaphor where I move that characteristic of the painting over to a human characteristic, which we can hopefully see things more clearly by. So there's that. Want a quote? I'll give you a quote. Oh God, what did I do with it? Oh yeah, yeah, here we go. So this is a quote. It's one of my favorite quotes from Pablo Picasso. And I've been writing about this today as part of my creativity masterclass. I invite you to join me on anything and everything you like. At the end, I'll tell you what's coming up next, and it's a mastermind. I've got a masterclass coming up soon, a photography masterclass, and I'll be running my creativity masterclass again soon. But here's a quote, and I really like this one. It's from Pablo Picasso. It took me 4 years to paint like Raphael, but a lifetime to paint like a child. That really strikes home for me. The only thing is, I never took 4 years to paint like Raphael, so I skipped that phase, and I just went from painting like a child to not painting at all, and then painting like a child again. And I'm quite happy with that, because you saw what I did earlier, didn't you? The one I produced earlier. You know, that's kind of like a child, isn't it? Because I can't paint any other way. So I am really, really fond of that quote. And I think one of our objectives in life as adults should be actually to get back to more of a kid state. So there you go. That's my blah blah for today. Has anyone? Can I do any? Oh, this is the mastermind. If you'd like to join, the address there. Check it out. infinitecreativitynow.com/mastermind. 9-week thing. We get together for 9 weeks in a row. There's no lessons. There's nothing like that. We just get together. We encourage each other, support each other for those 9 weeks. And if you're interested in the paintings, you can go to 𝗏𝗡𝗨𝗏/blog and see my 81 blog entries showing the evolution of those paintings. And I think I'm about done. I'm just going to get rid of that. So it's day 3 of 81. Am I going to make it till the end? Who knows? I've got 𝗏𝗧𝗧𝗏𝗧. 𝗏𝗧𝗏, hi 𝗏𝗧𝗏, or Kaji, is it? Nice to have you watching me. Thank you for watching me. That's cool. You're my watcher, by the way. you are it. I appreciate you having a look in. And I've got Facebook user. Now I don't know who you are. It says, hello Sab, it's sunny here. Well, you know, it's kind of I'm in the fields and stuff. It's not sunny, but it's okay. Yeah, you have to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and let me see your name. StreamYard.com/Facebook. So that's pretty much it for me. I hope you've enjoyed this little walk in the countryside. I'll just show you the... I think I should shut up more often and just let you see the fields. Here, check this out. Maybe hear the birds. And down in that little hollow there is my little town, my outside of Paris town. And let me just finally show you this. This is what's coming up. It's my mastermind, very small group from 4 to 6 people, and starting in April. So starting as soon as I get 4 to 6 people, actually, and we'll be together for 9 weeks. The idea is that we support each other for those 9 weeks and make massive progress on our creative projects. So it's kind of like my masterclass, creative masterclass, but without any content at all. Although obviously when we're talking to each other, lots and lots of ideas and things will come out. That's the nature of a mastermind. It'll be a wonderful experience, absolutely wonderful. So please join me on that. If you go to the address, you can read all about it. So go to infinitecreativitynow.com/mastermind and see if it sounds interesting for you. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow for more of the same. And now I'm going to sit down and, well, I'm on my fresh air and fast food walk. So I'm getting in the fresh air and then I eat some junk food from the supermarket before heading back and doing more creativity. So I encourage you to create. This is a creative challenge for me and for you for the next 81 days. Create something, anything. Could be taking a photograph, could be writing 2 lines of poetry, could be making a cake. It just doesn't matter. Create something. That's my thing. That's what I do. I encourage people to create. And I also encourage you to stop watching this when you've had enough, you know. I don't want to be, just come when you want, go when you want. Honestly, we've got to chill out in life. As long as you're creating on a regular basis, because that is a really cool thing to do. Okay, folks, talk to you again tomorrow. Bye for now.